Hello again and welcome to another episode of Campfires and Escalations.
Episode 5!
5.
There we go.
You didn't do the thing.
5.
There we go.
We're not restarting.
No, we're not.
We're keeping it exactly like that.
Today we find ourselves accompanying the brave and unfortunate adventuring party that is tasked with a hush-hush assignment from the good Lord Werner, Master of the Tiefwood. And unfortunately, Val's got herself in a bit of a sticky wicket. A real problem. That being the fact that she was detained once she was unable to explain the presence of a goblin in her midst. Something not really allowed. Now, Mara and Skamos, having previously arranged to meet with Val later for a certain discussion for a certain disturbance within town, have decided to search for Val, as it has been some time and she is yet to show. They've yet to even see her on the streets. And so there we find them. Mara, Skamos.
It's been like 12-ish minutes? Where is she?
It's not that big of a place. Maybe she found the inn. I did tell the innkeep to give your keys to you if you managed to find it.
We'll check there first, I guess.
Good place as any.
Oh, I really hope Swigs didn't get into trouble.
Oh, we can hope.
Alright, Skamo starts walking towards the inn.
Alright, Mara follows.
Alright, the both of you make your way through the crowd that is dying down as the night comes to a close. And sure enough, there is no Val. You get to the inn, no problems there. There are quite a few drunks passed out at their tables and bars, as they often are. The guard seems to have been changed since the last time you were in here, Mara. And the barkeep gives a kind, short wave as he beckons towards Skamos.
I'll just shrug and walk up to the bar. I have never been a man to shy away from a man behind a bar beckoning me towards the said bar.
Hello, I believe you're traveling with that Mara there, yeah?
Oh, yes. Skamos, a pleasure.
Likewise. Now, this is for you. He hands you a room key.
Oh,
Your lodgings are covered for the night, good sir.
well, thank you. I don't suppose you've seen another companion of mine coming through here?
The drow?
Yes. She was in here?
She was in here, good sir.
Do you know where she went?
I believe she was looking for Mara there. She had gone toward the guard's post.
Oh, the fool.
Fuck.
Are you okay, sir?
Mara is stomping out of the inn already.
Thank you so much. I dropped 2 silver coins on his counter for his trouble and just run.
He, with some hesitation, picks up the coins and stows them in his apron.
Oh, the fool, the bloody idiot.
Val just like, I didn't know.
I didn't. I fucking didn't.
We fucking run, I imagine, towards...
I am stomping.
You both march to the gatehouse. It is not a happy sight. As you are actually headed there, a pair of guardsmen with hands on their weapons. They seem like they're not entirely sure as to what's going on, but they know the guard captain is not happy.
Alright.
They march up to the both of you. One of them raises their hand and says, I think that you need to come with us to the barracks.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We need to come with you. You will show me where your captain is this moment.
Right. If you could proceed ahead, we'll ensure no one interrupts.
Right.
They both take position behind you as you two continue jettisoning off towards the guardhouse.
Alright. Can I just reach a hand out and grab Skamos to stop for a second?
Yes. The
There is
guards
a
behind you
very
hesitate.
intense, brief flash of very real panic across his face, but he turns and gives her a smile.
You will say nothing. You understand?
Yes.
She lets him go almost as a shove and continues forward.
The guards take a second, letting you both take a few steps before they continue to follow. You head in. There's a guard posted outside the door now. As he sees you coming in, he knocks it a few times, and you hear an unlocking sound as it does, in fact, unlock. And there's a guard on the other end as well. He stands outside the doorway as the both of you are escorted in. The two guards that came with you keep a healthy distance, no more than 5 steps away, but they seem ready to defend themselves. The guard captain, you immediately see on the far end of the building, is standing just before a more heavy-duty door, and he is eyeing you intently. It was quite a mixture of emotions.
I will simply look at Mara, gesture towards the captain, and stay not but 3 steps behind her.
I believe you may have run into a companion of ours.
I believe you may have let a damned goblin into my town.
The goblin is docile.
Yes, and I don't believe you.
What have you seen of it? You spoken to it?
And no, I'm not going to speak to the damn thing. It'll learn.
You remember I told you about this boom chief, yes?
Yes,
This goblin was a defector of his camp.
and that's what the drow said.
I can corroborate that story.
Well, tell me exactly how it went.
We entered the goblin encampment, found a collection of them around a fire. They were hostile. We cleared them out. We found a cage in which the goblin that you now have was in. It was dressed very different from the rest and spoke. It was docile. It asked for nothing. We asked why it was in the cage. It said the others had put it in there for a disagreement of the ideals. It seemed harmless. We broke the cage open. It sat by the fire while we went in to deal with its chief. The battle was more difficult than we had anticipated. Our bard collapsed. Our drow was in dire straits, and I myself took some daggers to the thigh. I am not entirely certain we would have made it out if it were not for that goblin healing us.
So you mean to tell me as well that that damnable little vermin can heal?
Do you want me to prove it to you?
I'm not going to shed blood that doesn't need to be shed here.
I will say this, I had my suspicions of the thing at first. I myself cut down more than half of the goblins in that encampment.
I believe that of you.
Including its boom chief. If this one were really a problem, do you think I would just let it go? And if you think
I'm going to keep it in that cage overnight. I'm not letting that out through the town. If you want to go help the merchants, go ahead and do it, but that thing is staying under my supervision. If you really think it's peaceful, I won't do anything to it. But when you leave, that thing leaves, and you'd best trust that there will be a letter to Werner. I hope you can explain it to him.
Oh, absolutely. I would be glad to.
Alright then.
But how
you
do
can
I...
have your drow, but that thing is not walking around my town.
And if I come back and that goblin is not in the cage, just as we left her, you can be very sure that Werner will hear all about it.
Oh, I trust. My men won't disobey me, not even in the face of vermin like that. But if that thing isn't here, it's because of its own actions, not ours. If we have an agreement, I'll let your drow go. We will keep this goblin until you are ready to leave. I don't trust it outside of your supervision, and I do not trust it in my town.
That's as good as it's going to get, isn't it?
Unfortunately for you, yes.
She extends a hand to shake.
He offers the same respect and gives a firm shake.
your word on its safety.
I'm not lying kind.
She pulls her hand back. I'll want a moment with it before we leave.
Fine.
Right, she motions to Skamos Mass. Where is it being held?
Just before you head in, as he does say, it's just past this door. This is where the cells are. It's going to be staying here. But I need to know. How much does it need to eat?
She's a small one. A few rations will suffice. I can give it from my own pack if you don't want to be anywhere near it.
I can get it food. If you want to give it rations, that's just fine. But my men will inspect the rations. I don't need you giving this thing a lockpick.
I don't want any of your men getting any ideals.
Fine. He pulls a keyring from under a silk belt piece, seemingly that hides it. Unlocks the door to the cells and lets you both through.
I follow
Just before
behind
you
Mara.
go through, Mara, he hands you the cell key. I want this back. This is so you can get your drow out.
She takes it. Doesn't look at him again.
I follow behind Mara.
So are Swigs and Val in the same place?
Yeah, they're in the same cell. It's 2 cells down. There's only so many back here, but they are fairly open. Swigs is found clutching Val, like, furiously. She is easily in some form of shock. She really doesn't like being caged.
You're the more delicate type. Maybe explain to her what's happened.
If you'll permit it.
You can't fuck this situation any worse.
I'll accept that. And I'll just go up to the cage. Or cell. Hey, Val. Hey, Swigs.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Poorly. I'm doing poorly.
Swigs is a little unresponsive, absolutely clutching Val's leg. Just full body hug.
Don't do this to me. There's a reason I'm not doing this encounter.
Yeah, no, it's Gamos knows. And he's gonna hold it over your head forever. No. So, Mara spoke to the guard captain, and we've worked something out. But before we do, Val, what were you thinking?
I was just looking for Mara.
I understand that. I do.
They said the last place she was
Yes,
at
yes,
was here. And
yes.
You went through all the trouble of dressing her, and then you brought her right into the police station?
I didn't know it would be such a problem.
Why do you think we were dressing her?
I don't know.
Goodwill?
She likes clothes.
Okay. I'm just gonna put myself.
Mara stomps
I'm
back and she's
physically.
going to scream.
I just put myself between the two of them. Just say, so. In the future, please do not march Swigs, our very good, very misunderstood goblin friend, into the middle of a building full of people who will arrest and kill her.
I was completely unaware that that was the ramification of that action.
Well, we live and we learn.
Uh-huh. Sure. That's the statement for this.
I mean, I've got 100, but Mara would literally choke me to death if I said half of them.
I'm both curious and horrified.
Good. But here's how it's happening. He's more than willing to let you go, but not Swigs. And I'm gonna get I'm gonna kneel down so I'm at eye level with Swigs, and I'm just gonna say, "Hey, so Val fucked up. She really did, and I'm sorry that this happened. But we're gonna get through this. Val's gonna come with us, and we're gonna take care of something in town. But you'll have to stay here for a little bit. No one's going to hurt you. And if they do, I reach into my bag and I pull out my tiny wooden whistle, painted gold. I pass it through the bars to her. If anyone tries to hurt you, blow on that hard as you can. Don't stop."
Okay.
I'm so sorry. There wasn't anything I could do. But once we leave town, you can come back with us, okay?
Oh, okay.
We will be back for you.
Don't leave me.
We won't, I promise, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
This is on me. I will be back.
Okay. I'm sorry.
This is on me.
So
And I'm gonna turn and motion to Mara.
Mara walks over with her pack, puts it on the ground, and pulls out 2 days worth of rations, puts it right in front of her, and also stares into it, kind of debating whether or not she wants to do this, but ultimately pulls out 2 toy soldiers, one with a missing head, and hands it to Swigs. Just keep yourself occupied. We'll be back.
She clutches them tight along with the 2 small bundles of food. The whistle jumbled between the 2 soldiers. She says, "Thank you."
Mara looks like she's about to say something, but
And I'm just
stands up
like
and
staring
leaves.
at her, just waiting. Waiting for anything.
Don't be a dick.
Too late!
No, she looks like she wants to say more, but then takes her pack and leaves.
Are you gonna let out Val?
I already opened the thing.
Did you?
Thought I did.
You never
Oh.
said it!
Oh, fuck, that's right.
I'm just sitting here watching you two banter.
She walks over and opens the cage and just kind of stares off.
Val gets up and hangs her head and walks to the 2 of them.
Swigs holds tight with one hand at first, but then lets go, knowing that she has to let you.
I don't like this.
She piles her belongings in one of the corners in the cell and sits, tucking her legs up close.
I close the door and turn the key, looking as if I've tasted something awful.
Just before any of you lose line of sight, she raises one of her green 3-fingered hands and just closing it intermittently says, "Bye."
We'll be back. Won't be long.
Real soon. Real soon. I
And-
just...
Mara storms out. She can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I grab Val and just push her out.
I kind of just let myself get let out of the place.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. Oh, no, Val, as soon as you're out of the containment area, guard does offer you your belongings again.
I re-equip my belongings and step out of the place briskly.
You have your dagger back, as they did not leave it on Swigs.
Okay.
Walking back to the inn, Mara just sort of looks over at Val. If it were up to me, you would be staying in the cell.
I kind of wanted to.
I'm just going to, after we leave the guard building, turn to Val. I'm not a very clever man. I'm more than willing to accept this. But that was by far the stupidest thing I think any of us have done since we left.
Narrate your actions.
Val like looks back and forth, searching for like something to say, and then just kind of like I kind of feel, and then just breaks into I kind of feel bad that I was looking for you because I was going to ask for money. I assumed
What?
it was expensive.
Could be so important that you would tell me that even now.
It was a shield. I didn't want to get burned again.
In the morning, you will get your shield.
Thank you.
We will get our goblin, and we will leave these people. Their
Thank you.
problems are not ours, and I don't trust that captain. The road to Longbrook is going to be this dangerous with more boom sheeps and other abominable things. We're going to need that goblin.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to the inn then.
To the inn.
Okay. Where's the old man?
I thought you were watching him.
I
Are
am not
you fucking
a man.
I said.
I've been grilled for 5 minutes over one thing. And
Just-
I
lose
went to the inn and then reported to the guard captain and then went to find your ass.
Skamos is just
okay, but what was
staring
the
at
main
this guy.
objective of this entire
Like-
thing?
Oh.
What were you climbed a roof?
I did.
Where was the man when you went on the roof? Did you bring the man on the roof?
I'm gonna check my drawing. Did I sketch him in there?
No!
Son of him! She just smashes the side of the wall of the inn.
Maybe he's already in the room.
You better fucking hope so. Just throws open the door.
I wasn't in charge of him. I was in charge of the goblin. I know I failed that part, but still.
I'm more than willing to accept that.
I'm not willing to take the fall for both of those.
Yeah, I'm more than willing to accept that we've all made some mistakes today.
Yeah? Yeah.
I'll start looking for the old man.
What have I done other than get in rooms and make sure the goblin's throat doesn't get cut?
Lose track of the old man.
I'm gonna go look if I can't
Why
find
were
him.
you on the roof? You never told me.
He was painting.
How'd you know?
It's you.
Oh, Werner must hate me. That's what this is. Oh, he's mad.
I'm gonna go
So
look
that's
for
not
it.
what it
I'm
is.
gonna go look for our old man friend. If I can't find him, I'll be back here in 20 minutes.
Where do you go to look for the old man?
Everywhere!
Going directly into the inn to ask if he's taking his key.
You'll get 2 perception checks. No, I'll let you have a perception and an insight check. 1 to see if you can see him. 2 to see if you can ask people to find
They're
where
the
he is.
same!
One of them is looking for him yourself. The other is relying on other people's information.
Can I use persuasion?
No.
Shit.
You can't persuade people into knowing things.
Damn!
Persuade people into knowing things.
That could have gone a whole lot worse. That's a 14 and a 16.
Respectively?
Please don't be in a ditch.
I
Please
mean,
don't
they're
be
the
in a ditch.
same either way.
Alright, which one's perception?
Well, I imagine it would be the first one, so 14 perception, 16 insight.
Alright. You don't know where he went. You don't see him anywhere. But after asking a few people and getting stopped by Desmond because you were supposed to meet him later tonight,
Still on to that guy, little preoccupied.
before you can say anything, he cuts in with, friend, one of your friends came by and decided to take a tour up the mountain. I think you'll be
Up the plateau?
Yes, by the end of the night.
I run back to the inn. I'm running.
Oh, this is dynamic.
You run to the end. It only took you like 15 minutes because you were running the entire time. But you know where he is. You know the direction he's in.
Just burst through the indoors. Do I see these two?
Yes. Mara has 2 drinks. One of them is empty. Those were courtesy because the barkeep was scared.
Just
Mara, man!
just run over to the table. He went up to the plateau.
She just shuts her eyes, looks over. I didn't hear you. You didn't say that. This is not happening. And just takes a long drink.
Slowly turns to Val.
I can go with you. I think she needs some time.
Yeah, we'll go.
Okay, let's go.
We leave. We leave.
She watches you run out the door. Like, they're gonna get themselves killed. And slams her drink down and walks out.
To her room or after them?
After them, they can't
Oh,
do
Lord.
this.
We are so hyper dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm. All right. It doesn't take long for Val and Mara to catch up to Skamos, as he was stopped yet again by Desmond, who was in the midst of explaining, look, it's probably not a good idea for you to go up there right now, but I'm sure he'll be safe.
We really do need to find him. He is in our care. Everything happens.
Oh, no, right in the head? He seemed perfectly cognizant. He paid for his tour
He's
just
a very
fine.
old man, and we really do need to make sure that he stays in good health.
He went up with the road with quite some gusto. It's just about when you all, broke into town, so...
He has some bright moments, I'll give you that. But, you know, with some people, it just goes and fades and comes back.
Yes, he is unnaturally spry. Now we must go.
Now, it's going to take
Wait,
you...
didn't you stay at the bar?
No, I followed out
Oh.
after I saw you
It's-
try to abandon me.
It's
I thought
going...
you wanted to drink away your sorrows.
He made me drink.
If you told me it wasn't happening, so I
I would
turned
have
to Val.
just been screaming sober. Just 10 times more upsetting.
And I didn't want her screaming. So, Desmond continues.
Such a fucking train
I,
wreck.
look, you probably shouldn't go up there right now. There have been some sightings when the dark deepens, and
Sightings?
Okay, he says
There
that-
was
he
trouble.
It's nighttime right now, right?
yes.
Okay, the second he says, when the dark deepens, the shine on my eyes goes back on. I can see perfectly fine. We can go.
Yes, that's not the. There have been, like I said, sightings.
Sightings
Of what?
I'm not turning it off.
Shadows. Big one.
And you sent him up there?
No, he paid for a tour.
And didn't.
We
come.
sent a pair of the workers with him.
You sent a pair of the very angry, disgruntled workers with them?
They're very strong. This is a thing that we do. This
I
is
start
a
running.
service.
You sent him
Look,
up.
stop! In the midst of the night, you don't know the trail up, and you could easily fall and crack your head.
Do you know the trail?
I do. I'm not going up.
And why won't you be going? You sent
like,
our
I
compatriot
keep
up the hill
saying
when you know
there
there
have-
have been shadows and spottings.
Yeah, and there's look. Skip,
I'm
are
going
these your
to-
friends?
I'm going to very calmly walk up to Desmond, put a hand on his shoulder.
Are these your friends? The ones who would help you with the business?
I mean, like.
If so, I think now is the time to talk about the business.
Yes! Now is the perfect time to talk about
There's a
business.
thing up there.
There's a what? Now?
What thing?
There is a thing up there. It is
Words, man. Thing.
Yes, I'm working up to it. I look. This isn't something that I can talk about in the middle of the street. If you could come into my market, get in the trading post, and I will tell you all about it.
You have 5 minutes.
That is all I will need to convince you. And he hurries off into his trading post, opening what was a locked door and ushering you into the back of the storeroom.
I go in.
As he ushers you in,
Owen.
now keep your hands to yourself. We will know if something is missing. And after the lot of you pile in, he goes in himself and relocks the door. And he turns to the lot of you all bearing over him. Look, you can't go up. I've seen you around. How do I know? How do I know you?
She pulls the coin out of her pocket and shows it to him. Mara Astor of Clash Keep, acting on behalf of the Green Crown.
Perfect. You should... Yes! This is perfect. This is totally your responsibility, then. You should be handling this. not yet talked to the guardsmen, as I am worried that they will cause a panic and trade will cease. That is simply
Get to
something
the
that cannot happen.
point.
Dalhall was founded on a contract brokered with spirits from another realm. Fae, as the legend goes. I don't put too much stock in it, but the quality of the lumber we produce in that so-called sacred grove is phenomenal. It's capable of being worked into carrying almost any desired quality. It's amazing. But recently, there's been a disturbance on the other side of that contract, and as far as we can tell, it's no longer friendly with us. We don't know why that is, but the loggers have yet to make any worthwhile harvest from the grove in some time. Granted, they have their own well-established camp there. They can do more than just defend themselves. There are guardsmen up there. Now, they've not been rotated in some days, so we don't know the true most recent situation up there, but it will take you something like 2 hours in treacherous terrain to get up there if you were to take the pass at night. You may have good eyes, but that won't stop the fall, or the path leading to the fall, taking the lives of either of your friends. It doesn't make sense to go up this late at night. And that said, this shadow has only ever moved well after twilight. The old man would have been up there within the periods in which we've had no incident. He's likely resting in the camp. I am sure he will be fine. You can go up in the morning. I will send a pair of workers to guide you up myself in the morning. But take care when you are up there. I don't know what that thing is, but we've already lost workers when they tried to stay late at the fringes of the grove and harvest. It's not safe at night. If you could go and settle this dispute over the contract or whatever the hell is causing the problems up there, I'm sure we of the merchant town will be able to take
Skamos.
care of you.
Skamos.
You like gold, don't you? Gold?
Yes, Val?
You're a bard. You've dealt with Fae before, have you?
One actually taught me to play the fiddle.
That much is true.
That's terrifying.
Oh, I'm real good. So was he.
He still makes you look like a babe at it.
Oh,
But
yeah, absolutely.
it can't be helped. He's cheating,
He's cheating. He's got like 2,000 plus years on me.
for all you know.
And like 6 more fingers on both
I
hands.
mean, his hands are a blur when he works.
Mara paces around. This is an awful situation.
It is, but I'm certain, I'm absolutely certain he will be safe in the camp. We've had no true incidents within even the light of the camp.
Here's what I'm thinking. About, per se, how much could your friends liquidate if we were to take care of this problem?
I don't know about liquidating a damn thing, but we would certainly pay for your services if you were going to bring our economy back to full strength. We subsist on the trade of the lumber. Harvests have been sparse.
How much? If we're being perfectly frank, and I believe in our current situation, frankness is.
If you're going to roll to pressure the deal here, now would be the time. Whether it's intimidate, persuasion, or
It's
something
definitely
else.
persuasion. Just so we have a flat number to agree on. That is a 15.
Look. If you're really going to bear down on me on this, we have a small, you could say it, stockpile for events. I'll tell you. If you lot can manage to quell whatever the hell is going wrong in that grove, then I think I could award no less than 30 gold pieces to each of you.
30 gold pieces to put your entire, very successful and very well-oiled operation back on track.
Look,
This is what we should be arguing about.
look. I might be able to get 35. I might be able to get more. I don't know. That all depends on how much money we have left by the end of the week.
Tell you what, I have an excellent idea. How about we agree on 35 and you get my friend here a shield?
You want me to procure a shield?
Yes. We are in need of one. We are
A single shield.
a single shield of this valuable wood. And
Desmond leans back for a moment, reaches behind one of the crates, and pulls a basic shield.
He wasn't finished with his descriptor, but
one of the shields of this.
I had the blacksmith hold it for me. I was going to go ask them for money, and I ran into a snag. I got caught up for a bit. They had to go pick me up, and now I'm here. But that all aside, I don't think this is the main issue. The main issue right now is that we need to get.
Oh,
to
we're
the
going
right-
up tonight.
Oh, okay,
That's happening.
it's very pressing. I cannot stress enough how pressing it is.
We will provide you lanterns, and he seems very discontent with the situation. He just sort of hucks the shield he'd pulled atop one of the crates. Look, I'll get you the shield. Just be careful.
The shield and 35 gold apiece. You have a deal.
He takes some time to rummage through the storehouse before he pulls a pair of lanterns for those that don't have dark vision. He gives a lighting set to each of you, fire starter, and he unlocks. But now you have two. You could have one on your hip and one in your hand.
What kind of lantern is this?
It's a fairly simple one, the kind that you might see hanging from a lamp post.
Alright.
So it's a little larger than you would use for, say, a hand lantern, but it is probably of the right size to hang from your belt, if you wanted to do that.
Alright.
He unlocks the door to the back of the storeroom and ushers you all out. After which he locks it up again, passes a few words on to one of the other merchants, and heads off to the blacksmith.
So up the trail.
He's not even back yet.
True.
It takes a pair of minutes, but you do see the dwarf hurrying back with the more expensive shield than he'd anticipated. And he throws it at Val's feet. Now, please, if you really intend on going up, make sure I didn't waste my money.
I assure you, we will be back.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
Let's go.
I leave.
Quickly.
Yes, let's move as expediently as possible.
All right.
As we leave, I shake the lantern. I have dark vision. I got a free lantern.
Oh, that's right. Each of you could have a lantern right now. It is similar, actually, to the one that you have.
Wait, does he hand me a lantern?
No, he didn't hand you a lantern.
Yeah,
Because you said you could see in the dark.
Yeah, but I have 2 lanterns.
because you said you could talk in the dark.
I corrected myself.
I can talk
sorry,
in the
that got me
dark.
good.
That's almost as bad as saying I heat pizza in the fridge.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no.
We don't
story,
speak it.
Story for another time. Let's keep going.
That sounds like
That is a real life story.
That
now.
sounds like the time I told my wife you have teeth in your mouth when I was trying to tell her she had a bit of spinach in her teeth.
Oh. Oh. Why is that sentence horrifying? You have teeth in your mouth. Oh God, do I?
Oh, man. All right. So you, I'm assuming, as a group, head up the trail.
Absolutely.
It's wide and a fairly simple trail, if steep, for the first portion. But as you soon discovered, Mara, you never bothered to go up here. You never had any business up here. But so this catches all of you by surprise. But it levels out for a time, and it is very rocky. Like, there's quite a bit of loose dirt. There are pebbles littering the entire path. And it looks like if one was not careful of their footing, they could just as easily slide down the decline off the side of the cliff.
That is a long fall.
It is already something like 80 feet.
I'm going to turn on my lantern.
Hers are already on.
I don't have one.
You know, but
Fine.
How will you be proceeding? This is more or less difficult terrain.
you definitely don't want me in front.
I'm in a dress. That's.
What do you think I'm here for? You think I care?
I'm saying it's. I'm going to have a harder time climbing this thing than the rest of you.
It's a flat
it's a
portion.
It's
path,
Mara
but-
ahead then.
Okay.
All right, how do you deal with this trail?
Just look for loose paths of earth. Try
I
best to
will.
avoid it.
I will help if wherever I can by just pointing out anything mildly treacherous spot beyond her field of
Yeah.
vision.
So in addition to the extra light you provide, you are definitely looking out for the best path. You'll be helping, and Mara, you will be rolling perception to find a suitable route.
With advantage.
Yes.
Slightly better.
So that's, with my perception, that's 13.
You manage to find a stable enough route, but you don't get all the way across. As the trail does bend around the plateau, you see that this does continue for a short amount of time. You will have to make another roll, but so far you have managed to find sure footing.
Still helping.
All right.
Deep breaths.
Vala, I'm assuming you're following.
Yes, I'm holding the rear.
I'm just gonna make sure there's nothing crawling behind us.
You want me to walk backwards or something?
Just peek over your shoulder every once in a while.
Okay, I'll do that.
Go backwards up a mountain.
Very
Bring
suburban.
a goblin and
Not in the woods very often.
All right. Second roll, Mara.
The difference between
An
you
advantage.
two and me is that this is all new to
Yes.
Val.
I'll be taking that 21.
Yeah, I would be very upset if you did not.
Let's
Alright.
go rock sliding!
Oh no!
You managed to find a path that has
I don't
more or
like
less
mountain
flattened
boarding, it looks
stones.
Very dangerous.
This area must not have had an incident in some time, as there is a stable center path with more rounded rocks to the right and left sides. You follow that as best you can and guide your party through what was treacherous terrain. You manage up another set in the path in which the incline becomes far more noticeable. At this point, it is just a hike in the dark up this plateau, and then you'll have to find the camp. So, I'd like everyone. What is your passive perception?
13.
14.
7.
Oh my.
You don't notice that the sky is blue!
I don't. I really. Why do you think? What? 3 days. The woods. 3 days.
Bitch.
No.
You saw the same tree 7 times.
But I never noticed.
It's hard to
You
tell.
wrote
He's from the desert.
Skamos was here and still didn't know that that was you. Oh, there's someone else named Skamos.
Damn that Skamos! He beat me to it.
I thought I was the only one.
That clever, handsome bastard.
I don't know what voice I gave you, but it feels vaguely offensive, and I'm sorry.
What's the voice?
This is just like, oh, my name is Skamers.
Am I some, like, mid-20s British woman with a pink purse and a big, like, American
I don't know how
flag
the
jacket?
color of the purse determines the voice.
Oh, dear.
It sounds
Moving
more
on.
like Nanny Joe, but that's...
I don't know, but I felt bad. I felt like someone was just like, well, I never, and just storms off this podcast.
All right. You all hear something.
All of us?
Yes, all of you.
Oh.
All of you hear something disturbing the rocks and the cliff face high above you. As you hear rocks, pebbles, and a stone or two falling from the top of the plateau.
How close are we to the edge of the cliff?
Not terribly, not much more than you have been. You're actually
Cool.
about the center of the path currently, as that is the safest point.
Is this coming from directly above us? Or
Directly above.
Okay, we should move fast.
You could all make a perception check to find out,
I
but
will take it.
quite frankly, right now, you do not know.
You fucked it!
Fortunately empty.
Drop this cup off the table.
But that's a 6. I see nothing.
That was going to be high.
Unnatural 20.
That's a 6.
I saw jack shit.
Mara, you look up and you see a rock jutting out from the lip of the cliff. It looks like it's scarred by rings of abrasion, pocked by black spots.
Oh, I would not know what that is.
Like right above us on the path?
Mm-hmm.
Are we right under it?
Black
That would, yes,
speckled
be
rock.
the position if it were right above you.
Move.
It is at the top of the plateau.
Anyone know of a creature with black spots?
I don't know. What are you rolling? You tell me.
History.
All right.
8.
You have no idea what that is.
No clue.
If that is a creature and not just a rock, you have no idea.
For all you know, it's a fucking puppy.
Could be a cheetah. They got spots, right?
I mean,
The fucking
they should.
woods. In Fey Woods?
I don't know. There are weirder things in Feywoods.
Giant catfish.
Well, Mara sure as hell doesn't know what that is, but is paying attention.
All right, you do what you can to keep eyes on it, but after navigating this path and heading further upwards, you can tell that it's stayed where it was. Like it didn't continue to follow you. You, after ascending most of this cliff face, you lot find yourselves at the plateau. The path takes some time to cut in and become shallow, but sure enough, you think you see a large wooden-walled encampment not too far out from the trail's entrance to this plateau.
Thank the gods.
Wood here is different. It's almost uniformed at first, but it very quickly falls into disarray, almost as if it begins a new pattern every few yards. It's a very dense set of woods. And the thought comes to you, this was a logging camp, and yet you see so few stumps. It's a peculiar sight of nothing else. The hue of the wood matching, Val, what you had seen of that shield, what you actually have on you. So you were absolutely correct. This is the very same wood.
Okay.
I did get you that fucking shield, though.
As
I have the shield?
Yeah, I got it for you, son.
Fuck!
you have a shield that, when used, will...
What is the name of this wood?
Well, it's Doll Hall wood.
Spell Doll Hall.
Dalhal.
Isn't there an apostrophe?
Yes.
No. Yes.
You could call it Wood of the Sacred Grove, as that's where it is truly from.
Wood shield.
But yes, if you take a defensive stance, you will have a damage resistance to bludgeoning.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yes. Also, when the shield is equipped, instead of a +2, it offers a +3.
When it's equipped?
Yes, when you're using it.
Oh, when I'm using the stance.
No,
No,
it's
no,
a
no.
+3 AC shield.
Oh.
As opposed to +2.
You'll be
oh,
beefier than me
passive.
with that.
Okay.
Mm. It's an incredibly strong defensive item.
Okay, so. Wood. Shield. +3.
When
AC.
people ride on their sheets, I need to sit here and sing.
Okay.
Please cut that.
No!
Resistance to bludgeoning.
When in defensive stance. Alright.
Defensive stance is an action.
Tyler?
Hello. Yeah. Uh, sorry. Yeah, you can take a defensive stance as an action, and it causes creatures to have
How much longer
disadvantage
do we
against
have?
you.
You think?
Okay.
Alright. Looking out from the plateau to the forest below, you actually see that at some point in your ascent, you managed to go just above the clouds that marred the area just above the canopy. This is a very tall plateau.
Oh, so we're fucking exhausted now.
You don't recall putting in enough effort to be as high as you are.
Fact.
This is a strange place to be sure. But as you look up in the night sky, it has never been clearer. The constellations almost seem to draw themselves with the vibrant starlight.
I would like to make a history check. Maybe a little bit of a weird one, but the thought pops into Skamos' head. I'm gonna see if those are our stars.
Roll.
Our stars.
20. Not natural. But
Those
20.
are certainly your stars,
Okay.
but there are certainly more there than before. You're not sure as to why that is.
Generally, that means there's less light pollution, but it's been pitch black this entire time.
That and science hasn't gotten that far.
True.
Yeah, even taking into account light pollution. What fucking light pollution? We were in a town with candles and torches.
They had lanterns strung up between
Pollution.
tall posts. They're a little more festive.
We're in a strange place.
Indeed you are.
More stars in the sky tonight.
But the camp is no more than 5 minutes away.
Continue onwards.
Power walk!
Mara don't give a shit about no stars.
Alright.
Where's
You
your sense of
Head
romance?
towards the camp, and one of the guards standing on the wall from the gate, you see he has a spear, and along one of that. He points it, almost using the wall as a crutch, and hails you. Who goes there? And who the hell comes at this hour?
Believe you have a companion of ours, an older man.
We've a few hot old men here. They're all asses. You're not talking about the damn ragged one, are you?
The very same.
That sounds like an apt description.
The very same.
Well, what permissions do you have to enter this camp?
Well, we talked to what I'm assuming is his boss.
We have a obligation to fulfill with head merchant Desmond.
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 And what do you think you'll be doing?
I think we're going to be.
We're going to be attempting to solve your wood gathering problems.
Huh. Good Lord's luck with that.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna need it.
And
Yeah.
he leans back on the wall. You can see he makes a gesture, and the gate slowly drops open. Well, come in then. If you're here to help, help. And after the three of you come in, you see a pair of men winching the gate back up. The man in rags is sitting by a campfire, and he has more or less 3, maybe 4 men locked in conversation just around one of the many campfires.
Oh. Never
He's-
took him for the time.
He's talking to people. Are we sure that's the same guy?
I think he just doesn't like to talk to us.
Oh. Now I feel offended.
One of those
It's-
4 does manage to break away from the conversation, as the man in rags is far too focused on what one of the men is saying.
It looks like he's holding them verbally hostage.
Yes.
I'm gonna go say hi.
You head up. He says, oh, it's a little late. Did you just get here?
Yes! We just found
Oh.
out that you left
Yes.
without telling us.
Yes.
Up the plateau.
Yes.
Your escort.
Yes. Terribly sorry. But, yes, as you were saying, please continue. And he turns his focus back to the man he was talking to. They're babbling on, and this man is actually speaking in a tongue you don't know. Similar to the one that the swirly workman from this afternoon was speaking.
So, do you want to turn in, or do you want to handle the problem?
It's the middle of the night. I'm very tired. We got up the plateau. Let's rest while we can, and we'll take care of it in the morning.
In case for nothing.
But we needed to keep an eye on this one.
Just like
I
Mara's
didn't
too
know.
defeated at this point.
I didn't know.
Goblins. Goblin is in custody. There's no one in my bed. I'm on the top of a hill. The world defeats her for the day.
Skamos, you see the man from earlier today, the one with the crescent moon tattoo, walking up to you. He drops a large hand on your shoulder, taking up the most of it. And you hear him as the other hand is firmly planted on his belt. Groskandvun.
I don't know this language, do I?
No.
Can I roll to figure out what language it is?
Yeah. What are you gonna roll for it?
History.
History is the lore check, essentially.
God.
I really wish they would have just called it lore.
Yeah. You're really leaning on that history check, but go for it.
It's
You might need to roll higher, as this is not directly applicable.
no, not on a 12, I think.
You've heard of local dialects before, but not like this. The man who had been smiling notices you're a little perplexed, lifts his hand off you, rests it on his belt with his other, and ponders for just a moment, one of his large fingers tapping at his chin. Yes. You speak come.
Yes, we do. How can I help you?
Chief Foreman.
Ah,
I run this camp.
Skamos.
So you're...
Yes, I spoke to Desmond. We're here to help with your logging problem.
About damn time.
Agreed.
Will you be going tonight?
Maybe not tonight. From what we heard, there are things.
One.
One thing.
Mm.
Yeah, he said there was a single thing.
What do you know about this thing?
Big.
Teeth? Claws?
Mm. Men taken.
Desmond said it was a shadow, like it was just a shape. Do you know of anything like that of the Fae?
Not of the Fae that I can recall. There are fiends and demons of those moderate descriptions.
Undead.
Maybe a few undead, yeah. I need to know more. Just the shadow doesn't do a whole lot for me.
Luckily for all of us, it doesn't sound like an aberration of any kind.
Ooh, Lords forbid.
Why did I say that?
Spawn of Yoggothok!
Please no.
It'd kill us all.
So,
I'm willing to go out. I think if
Now?
we can, it comes out at night. We're not going to.
we know where it is in the
Oh,
grove.
it is in the grove in the daytime.
These woods. He makes a few gestures with his hands, almost not entirely confident with his common. He does his best to explain to you, however, once he sees that the hand gestures were not helping. We woods share blessing.
Yes, Desmond said there was something about a breach in a contract or something of that nature.
Blessing come from grove.
Okay.
Eat, take grove.
Okay.
We stay on the outside. We only attack at night. We go in. It attack at day.
Alright.
Never
So-
seen. Only men lost.
So this thing is active continuously.
So
It doesn't matter.
it
what time
prowls
it is.
the
He
woods.
gives a nod and shakes his head a little side to side, almost unsure of what he's really dealing with.
So it's out in the woods at night and in the grove during the day.
Mm.
Then I would think it.
During the day it would be in one place.
Yeah. That might be easier.
Yes. So I think that would work. The grove, is it relatively dark when it's unsheared?
Grove, always dark,
Okay.
thick canopy.
Yes.
We almost never cut in enough wood for grove to grow fresh new space. It keep growing. It grow too thick. Only one path in grove.
Okay. And it would definitely be somewhere near that path. So you're saying that during the day would probably be the most likely time for us to find it?
We'll be in grove.
Yeah.
He seems a little more certain about that than anything else.
Okay. So we'll go during the daytime, we'll handle whatever this thing is. And hopefully we can get all of this sorted out.
Good. He points to one of the larger tents that they have set up. Bedroll there. You go rest.
Oh, thank you.
He does gesture just over his shoulder. We have soup.
I'll
Hot food!
go get some soup.
There's a little bit of a line. The pot is still boiling, but each of the workmen take their bowl and find a place to sit before taking their bowl back and retiring in one of the larger tents for the night.
Thank you so much.
Mm.
We will take care of this. I'm
Good.
going to just look at the man in rags a little earlier than we would have liked, but we will take care of it.
He offers his whole hand and forearm for one of you to shake.
I shake his hand with my very small drow hand.
Val, as you go to reach for his hand, he leans in just a tad, grabbing you by the forearm and shaking there.
Okay, thank you.
The large man then separates himself from you lot and it goes to continue whatever his duties were. The
I
lad
like
is
him.
yours.
My lowest score is my strength. It's an 11.
9.
9.
16.
Yeah.
That's why I hit things with a whip.
Yeah. You scary fucking.
Do you want my spear? Because I can't use it, actually.
Why do you have a spear?
It was starting equipment.
Oh, perhaps.
Because, like, it does a D8, but you can also throw it.
Oh, it does a D6, but you can throw it.
Well,
Oh,
no, it's
that's,
versatile.
That's javelins.
It's versatile, so you can hit as a D8 with it. You can also throw it.
Dope.
How many weapons are you allowed to have?
There's not really a limit to your
As
inventory.
many as you can carry.
Yeah.
It would give
Like
me a...
that depends on like whether or not your DM is enforcing carry weight.
I'm going to ask that you guys don't become like,
Pack mules.
yeah, but
currently have a rapier, whip, and crossbow. It's light crossbow.
I'm currently carrying too much fucking shit. I have a shield, a spear, a light crossbow, like 2 daggers and a rapier. So take this damn spear. I don't need it.
I have a rapier, a fiddle, and a knife.
Very well. Mara will just take the spear and just kind of look at it. Wasn't always my strongest, but...
Yeah, but this way, if something's far away and it's shooting at you, you can hit it from more than 2 spaces away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does Val just see the world in spaces?
It's very meta of you, Val.
Transcendence. I'm gonna go get that soup. Soup
Ah.
sounds good.
Yeah, I already went to go get the soup.
It's fairly basic. Leek, potato, few pieces of carrot, and meat for flavor.
I chop up a pepper.
Good call. You greatly bring out more of the flavor profile of this meal. So long as you remove the stem and seeds.
Oh, absolutely.
If you leave the seeds in, it gets too hot.
Oh, that's way better.
Think of them like bell peppers with kick.
Yeah, I passed these guys a pepper each.
Oh, no thank you.
Mara takes it.
I am not from the desert.
We found these in some bushes in a marsh. Actually, that's a really weird place to find peppers.
It is.
What a weird
Nice.
I
place.
mean, they were peppers
Woods.
that look like berry bushes.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, they can just grow wherever they want.
I remember when my stepdad used to like grow his own peppers. He'd be eating his food and he'd just like take a bite of a whole one and be like crying through his meal. And I'm like,
Why?
That's what I said. Why do you do this? Like, apparently, when as you get older, your taste buds just fucking die,
They do.
and that's why old people will just eat the spiciest fucking shit they can find.
Because they can
but
taste
the,
it.
But the dude was in his late 20s. He didn't need to do that. Like, or early 30s, maybe. But like, he's
Still funny.
like, why? Like, your mother is British. Why are you doing this?
Oh,
You're
that was,
not. You're
that was
not.
a good aside.
Anyways,
Mm.
back to
I
it.
kind of want to get you guys into this.
Uh-huh.
After I've got my soup,
That
I'm
sounds
gonna
like
just
that sounds like a war against asthma.
make sure the man in rags isn't
I lose that one.
wandering off
Very bad
again.
Oh no,
Oh,
he
no.
is definitely intent to chatter and just get as much info as he can. Now that you've been listening in on a few of his conversations, he's doing everything he can to pry first-hand knowledge from the Grove.
As I walk by, he's like, "We're about to get a bunch tomorrow.
How will you be doing that?
We're going to the Grove, and we're killing the thing that's killing everyone in this camp."
Well, I hate to lose my escort. Do be careful. The tales these men tell are notable.
That's what we keep hearing.
You know that they've been taking during supervised hours, yes?
Yeah.
The men missing have been picked without a trace in moments.
Really helping my confidence here. That's our tent, and I make my way for it.
To anybody that was watching the old man, he gives a bit of a pained sigh as he watches Skamos walk away.
I will keep as close an eye on everyone as I can.
Please do. I wouldn't like to lose my escort.
I will make sure everyone is as safe as possible.
Where is
The guard has the little one locked up right now. They don't trust her kind.
understandable? Her physiology definitely does not aid in garnering others' trust.
We'll find a better disguise for her later on.
I should hope that you do.
I think we should finish her armor when we get back to her.
That'll take a few days, but I'll
Assuming
try.
the guard captain
I'll
doesn't
pay
put a
the
knife
extra
in her
gold if it
throat.
helps expedite the process with better materials.
I mean, if we just have the gold, we could just buy a small size suit of armor for her. But, you know, I'm like halfway done with it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's your project. I don't want to... I'm offering better materials. I don't want to, scrap your thing. Because you just tore down, an old suit of leather armor.
That's what you gave me.
Yes, I know. That's what I had. Anyways, let's retire for now. And... One second. As Val blinks the shine out of her eyes. Completely unaware that she's probably been creeping out a lot of people this entire
The drow
time.
in the back corner of the camp, your headlights are on.
That was a good one.
I'll give you that.
To those that grab a meal before they gather their night's rest, it is a fairly simple, passionless meal without the aid of the peppers.
Did you say passionless?
Yes. The cook clearly didn't
Do
care.
you need to romance your meals?
Oh,
before
Mara
you go to bed?
definitely
Look,
misses
you
the
don't need to
passion in her
romance your
gruel.
meals, but you could definitely put a bit of flavor in them.
So they call it
the
passion.
wording just is off to me for some
No,
reason.
it's totally fine. I'm going to run out of words. I'm going to start using them in strange places.
Okay. As long as you don't over-iterate Toothy Maw.
Maw.
Yeah.
Night goes on with no event. There's no need to keep any sort of watch. There are guard patrols on the walls. They seem to be well aware of the threat they're under.
Alright, Skamos sets up his little corner of the tent.
Yeah, you don't have to do much more than drop a bedroll. They have emptied beds waiting.
Awesome. He hangs up a lantern in the corner and pulls out fresh canvas.
All right. Val? How will you be closing your night?
With my blanket and my bedroll.
All right.
Hey, Val, could you sit still for a minute?
Yes, why?
I've got to do this really quick.
Every night in my dreams.
Mara, how do you close the night?
I lay in my own tent with my blanket in fury.
So you don't go into the large tent, you set up your own.
I said I want nothing. I can't look at these two right now.
Fair enough. This is the only
I
way
am
you're going to get any
halfway up
privacy.
Schitt's Creek's mountain because this one lost the man in rags, and I don't have my gobbo because this one walked into the captain's station. I am not happy
You were
with my
missing a
party.
lot of NPCs for a bit there.
Oh.
Everything sort of just went to the wind.
She's just sitting there just like, Werner's going to kill me, he's going to kill me, he's going to kill me!
You're just going to have to think about how you're going to explain a talking goblin that can heal.
That I am not concerned about. I need to keep track of this man. The goblin
Alright.
is the least of your concerns.
So the night goes on without event. You all wake up as there are bells ringing very early in the morning. Light has barely begun to break. There's no cloud coverage. There's no tree coverage. There's nothing but the clouded horizon, the canopy below you, and this plateau.
Natural 20 on that painting.
Awesome.
It fucking blinks.
No, it actually looks like there's light coming out of the...
You've done an excellent job in catching the essence of Val, so much so that you went through great effort to actually emulate the shadow of light just behind her eyes. It's a very subtle piece, but it's a very meaningful piece, and it does bring it all together.
Then
How
he
you're
just-
going to transfer that to thread, you have no idea.
Work that out later.
Yeah, that did take your entire night of crafting, though.
And
Oh,
to think
absolutely.
you drew me in crayon.
No, that was just far more impressionist.
King impressionist.
To be fair,
That's what
he
you
was
say when
getting-
you're drawing someone
he
ugly.
was getting dirt thrown in his eyes. He could only do so much.
Oh, that's right. You were like bullying
I
him.
thought he was being a perv.
To be fair, he may have been.
Exactly.
You don't know. You've
I
not
don't.
been
I
out of
have,
town
I have
much.
no confirmation one way or the other.
You've never asked.
Well, like when you started doing the jacket thing, I just assumed I was being a dick.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's still the opportunity to ask. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
That said, Skamos is just taking people's likeness often without asking permission.
That's true.
That's entirely true.
That's it.
Yeah. So the
That,
workmen
that was,
are
that was the
already.
closest he'd ever come. He actually asked me to hold still, but he didn't say what he was doing.
It is fairly obvious once he pulled the canvas.
Where-
The workmen are already lining up, and it seems that they have already gathered their axes and are fully intent on gathering what they can from the region. You see them move in teams of 2, picking what trees they can, and not targeting fresh trees, but trees they had already begun to chop that they hadn't finished the day before. Most of them, in fact, do this. A good number of them, though, do start on fresh trees, and they do what they can to stay well on the perimeter of the sacred grove.
So, is there any preparation we need to make before we go in?
No.
I say over breakfast, I'm assuming.
There is reheated soup.
Yeah.
Not that I can think of.
Right, let's finish our meal and
Drinking soup, biting the pepper, not reacting.
desert people, man.
She scares me.
Rightfully so. If not for that, the whip thing.
The whip thing.
The
whip thing.
whip thing is the main thing.
It's just brutal.
Yeah. Like
You ever wanted
Like
your
the
nose on your
strength
throat?
the strength application and the discussion of the damage, like that's not even a kink thing anymore. It's just pain.
You just hate yourself and want your eyes on your chest. Complete rearrangement. Medieval rhinoplasty.
No. I didn't even say that in character.
I hope that wasn't in character.
Oh no.
These ain't peppers, they hallucinogens.
Oh no.
No, the day does begin, however, and the large workman from before, supposedly the leader of the logging camp, stands at the gate ready to... You don't know. But he's definitely got his eyes on you three. The man in rags is out of speaking partners, and now he is harassing guards for more information.
I give him a little wave and head up for the gate.
He barely notices you being there, gives you a quick nod, and just continues his conversation, as is his way.
I nod at him and I follow Skamos.
He does again a second time, rather perturbed that he continues losing focus.
I think he has the idea, and I just walk off.
I'm sure
I
he
am-
appreciates it.
I am hardly bothered to bother with anyone anymore.
Fair enough.
Running up hills without permission and shit.
And to think, he said he wasn't going to wander off.
I don't even understand how he got up this hill.
Quickly.
Yeah, really fucking fast. It took us 2 hours.
To be fair, he had a little more daylight to work with. But you all head towards the gate out to the sacred grove.
Yes.
Yes!
The foreman from before raises a massive palm and then tilts it to the side as if in some form of wave. As you all pile up before him. I show grove?
Yes.
I no go, but I show trail.
Yes.
More than fine.
Follow. And he sounds rather solemn as he turns away. He leads you through what, now that you can see with the daylight out, Val, you'd seen part of this in the night before. There is a rather vast clearing before the camp and to either side, something that they certainly work hard to maintain. But as you travel to the opposite end of this clearing, you do see a break in the tree line with an unnaturally cared for path. It is surrounded by strange and unknowable flowers on either sides of the trail and spirals off deeper and deeper into the forest. You can see even now from where you are, as you're but halfway through the clearing, the tree line becomes much, much thicker as the trail goes deeper and deeper in. He gets to the head of the trail with a lot of you and makes a simple gesture. That is trail. You will go.
Yes, thank you.
Be safe. We not check. And no come back. That it. You lot are on the trail.
I'm so glad it's not just me.
Oh no.
There are
it's not.
flowers absolutely like smothering this trail. The grass sort of refuses to grow in this region, and the ground itself seems completely unfettered by any boot. I assume you'll travel forward.
On and onward.
Yep.
I'm trying to. While we walk, Skamos is just eyeing everything around him and drawing as many similarities as he can to the very brief experience he had with the man and the fiddle. And I assume there are many.
Some, at the very least in the sense that these trees are unlike anything you'd seen before. They seem so capable of such a bounteous growth. It's smothering. And the further that you travel through this sacred grove, the more the overhang of the trees adjacent to the trail form a canopy. Sparse at first, but very soon it grows thicker and thicker until it is actually fairly difficult for anything but low light to hit the ground. This is a step past the severity of what you've seen in the Deepwood thus far.
I'm just going to turn, and probably with one of the most serious faces you've seen Skamos make in the past few days, he's just going to say, "Be very careful. Promise nothing."
Okay.
And keep walking.
As you all, I assume, continue to press further and further in. As I'd said, the light becomes very sparse, low light at best. You've yet to see a single ray of light pierce through the canopy. Until finally, you start seeing signs of something disturbing. Cobwebs. Large webs. They start small, growing from the flowers beside the trail.
I reach to my neck and pull from the top of my dress a necklace that has a vial with a spider in it of an odd color, and clutch that.
Oh dear.
And as you proceed, this webbing grows fiercer, more territorial. It begins to encompass even the vast woods to either side of you. And unfortunately, as you press even further, the web accompanies the canopy of overhanging branches above you. It is all consuming, except for the path you walk. But even that soon becomes encroached on as the path begins to wind, first sharply to the right, then slowly curves outwards to the left, bringing itself back to a snapped straight before curving left, then right, almost like a snake, and it shoots off into a wide, open field. And this field only marred by 2 trees, much larger than any that had grown nearby, and a third at the far end that symbolizes this grotto. All other trees refuse to grow in a wide berth around this. And among these 3 trees, particularly the massive, gnarled, beautiful tree, you see it nearly cocooned, wrapped in massive amounts of spider silk, that extending over the 2 other ancient trees, and from these trees hanging several man-sized cocoons. You see the skittering of tiny spiders along the webs.
Why couldn't it be follow the butterfly?
Had to be spiders.
Please
Until
let us get
finally-
saved by a car.
You see what you thought to be one massive cocoon nestled under the lowest branch of the great tree at the far end to slowly descend as you see 8 arms slowly loosen themselves from this massive cocoon and the body fold out from under it. Before you is a spider the size of which you would never even bother to comprehend. It is an absolutely huge creature. It crawls its way down the great tree,
I really wish I knew Undercommon.
looses itself, and hangs perfectly in the center of this grove. Its many eyes opening, blinking, and then you see the purple haze that makes the pupil of each focus in on its new visitors.
I put bow to string.
Welcome to my grotto.
Silently, just under his breath. Oh God, it talks.
You are my first visitors to witness its beauty. Tell me your names.
I'm just going to slowly turn to them and mouth, lie.
There's no point in that. If you're so shy, I'll tell you mine. My name is Arachnus, and this grotto is mine.
History check.
Roll.
I've been using that so much. Natural one.
You know nothing of the Fae, but you know that this creature is Fae.
That one hurt.
But
Speak now, morsels. Entertain me.
Morsels.
There was a contract over this grove.
A foolish thing. I wrote no such contract.
Who did?
This tree. But now it belongs to me, and so does its great bounty.
I see.
Do you seek to free the tree from me? Is that your foolish reason?
This thing, does it look nocturnal? This is kind of a dark place, and it is a spider.
It is a spider. The details of this creature wildly differ from any spider you've ever seen. The entire aft portion, where the spindle is wrapped in heavy layers of its own silk.
Huh.
You see sizable spiders nestled, trapped within it.
Huh.
And it is much, much larger than any you'd heard of. There are massive carapaced spikes sticking back from the joints in its legs, and the purple haze in its eyes are something far too strange, far too alien to be considered something that you'd have been familiar with in the Underdark.
I put the necklace away.
I cannot claim to know much. But the tree cannot be happy that you are intruding on its contract with these folk.
This tree is not but a tree. You care for its emotions. You're such a silly lot. There's only one rule I care for, and that is strength, the application of which has brought me this wonderful bounty.
So it's strength you respect.
It is all that matters.
I start playing. Because I know what Mara's going to do.
Alright.
The whip is out. It cracks.
The purple mist, as you cast lights in, you cast the lights, and the purple mist in its eyes narrows. The pupils seem to close only slightly.
After playing for only a moment, reach out and touch the shoulder of Mara and just say, "You have this. Let's go." Heroism.
Heroism.
As I pull my hand back and keep playing this now grandiose tune, I will read that off for you. Until the spell ends, it lasts 1 minute, so that's 10 rounds. You are immune to being frightened, and you gain temporary hit points equal to my ability modifier at the start of each of your turns.
At the start?
Yes. So that's 4 for now, and it's going to keep going up
All right.
on each of your turns.
Pretty much 5 feet
Shit,
wide. This is
then.
more cramped. Alright. I'll be needing initiative.
Hey everyone, it's me, your best friend Tyler. I'm here to interrupt the show yet again. You'll never be rid of me. I'm gonna be here all the time. Always. You know the drill, but at this point, we're on episode 5. If you haven't figured out the pattern by now, I'm here to thank BattleBards.com for helping us out so much so far. If you haven't heard of it, and I don't know how you wouldn't have heard of it if you're here already, BattleBards is an amazing resource for any dungeon master looking to spice up their home game or podcast with music, sound effects, weather, and more. You can use the coupon code CAMPFIRE, that's CAMPFIRE, single word, no space, or the link in the description when you go to make your own account for a discount off BattleBards Prime, which gives you full streaming access to over 3,400 tracks. Again, that's coupon code CAMPFIRE, one word, no space, or the link in the description when you go to make your own account. Some of you may have noticed that episode 4 and episode 5 did not go up on iTunes and Spotify and all of our other places, and is here on YouTube alone. Well, unfortunately, that is the case. Currently, the podcast does not generate any revenue, and we are admittedly in the hole as far as expenses go. So, until such time as we're doing a little bit better, episodes will be available here on YouTube and unfortunately nowhere else. However, the second that changes and we get enough money to continue our RSS feed, every episode that is on YouTube will go up everywhere else and continue upload as per the regular schedule. So if you are one of our previous listeners from iTunes or Spotify, I am so sorry about that. It is what it is, and again, we apologize. But that just means that we have to buckle down and really see what we can do about getting the money together to get that RSS feed going. This might be a little presumptuous of me and the rest of us, but if you want to support the show, if you actually like us enough to support the show, go over to the Facebook page. I'll put a link in this. I can start now putting links in the description to our Facebook page. Head over to the Facebook page and let us know. Give us the way you want to support us and the show. And if we get enough people who are willing to support the show, then yeah, we'll do that. Again, thank you so much for listening to the episodes. Both this episode and this interruption are on the longer side, but I have a lot more to talk about. This is the Another one of the really big combats for us. That was... Ugh. So from we who are about to die, thank you so much for listening. And I will let you get back to the episode. Episode 6 goes up August 20th. We'll see you then.
Let me test these.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh dear.
That is a 3!
We'll just check these.
I already cast my big spell on you.
Yeah.
Oh dear. 16. I don't want to burn my... Oh, wait. I have another spell slot.
Hey!
I've got 3 now.
6.
Fuck, Scamos is going first. No!
Oh no!
Don't you have your bardic inspiration back?
I do. You guys are gonna start getting some of those.
This would be the time.
This is the shaft, is what this is.
Oof. Also sucks.
Oh no!
I'm at 3. I go after the wind. Jesus Christ.
All right. 15 and up.
16 for Scamos.
All right. We'll go second.
Oh, Spider goes first. Shit.
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't matter then. That's convenient. It starts here and it goes this way. We kind of have simple initiative right now.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. Not that that's a good thing.
Well, it'll be easier to track. Hopefully it'll keep things moving a little bit quicker.
Yeah, it's Arachnus Scamos, 10 and up.
I rolled a 6.
And that was the next highest?
Yep.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
She rolled a 3.
It is Val and Mara. Ooh, yeah, this is kicking off.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you begin your notes of heroism, Arachnus drones over you. You dare hunt me in my own web? I am Arachnus, Whisper Thief. You will die knowing my name.
And you will die to my songs.
You can't even hear yourself as she charges forward, and there is
Oh,
the
shit!
sound of nothing but snapping branches, silk tearing, and this creature charging.
Yikes.
Oh, look who conveniently is
Oh,
closest.
no!
Who's that?
That's
That would be me.
All right. Arachnus moves to attack
You do
Mara.
have 4 temp hit points.
Make sure you keep that listed in your temp hit.
It is there.
Oh, okay. I'm just writing these all.
Yeah, you were exhausted yesterday, not
Because
today.
I'm going to get that at the start of my turn.
Yeah.
Current
You
hit
don't need
points
to
are
know
maxed
why I
right
need
now.
to
Yeah,
know
I'm
that.
maxed right now, so I'm 24 with the temporary.
Yeah. That's
I'm
pretty-
fine.
We're fucked!
What? Yeah, I just said we're fine, and I just hear you scream, "We're fucked!" Why? What? Who's?
Because you said we're fine and we're in a boss battle.
Oh.
All right. Arachnus moves to bite Mara.
Like we walked into this place and auto saved. But
AC.
that is the
16.
that is the way.
All right,
of
the
this.
first is a miss as you barely duck as these fangs you now see dripping with some form of venom sail overhead before Arachnus recoils, and you see her move to go again.
Fine.
Why did all these things have multi-hit?
Not all of them.
Like the last 2 or 3.
Just the big ones.
And it hits. Fangs shoot forward as the body lurches for a tackle.
It had to be a spider.
Yep.
I feel like a butterfly would be worse because they eat dead things.
12 damage.
Whoo!
So that eats 4 off my temp, and then 8 from my current. I'm at 12. From 24 to 12.
That's rough.
All right. We're at Skamos.
Shit. Okay.
Ooh, Mara. I need you to make a con save.
Oh, no. Venom.
+2. That's
Total?
a 7.
You fail. Take 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh,
Wait.
shit.
You would add your con save is right here. That would be +4.
Oh,
That's still only a
it's
9.
9. It's still.
Yeah. Well,
It's-
just so you remember.
Yeah, it does not save.
Where do I
Uh,
find exhaustion?
mark that you are at exhaustion level 1, possibly at the bottom of your features and traits.
Oh, yeah.
Exhaustion level 1 means disadvantage on ability checks.
So if you have to make a strength check, dex check, what have you.
Fucking hell.
But
Mhm.
But not
those
saving
Luckily, don't come up very often. Just like flat checks for those things.
Mm.
This is gonna be bad.
It's your go, Skamos.
Alright, in the middle of my grand tune, just drag the bow across the strings, dissonant whispers, because it's right there. As a will save, or wisdom saving throw, 14 DC.
All right.
Reeling.
It saves.
So it takes half.
6, 3,
So 9.
3.
So
12.
it takes 6.
It's not that.
All right. It was 12 total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I turn to Mara and I just play a little bit faster. Inspiration, take the D6.
Gimme!
Emma. If I moved here, would I be considered in cover?
Yes and no. This entire grotto is covered in web.
He can feel you.
It can.
Oh, mama. I'm gonna move there anyway.
All right.
2, 3, 4.
If this thing starts spitting venom, you'll at least have some cover.
I'm assuming you moved well out of its range.
Assuming it doesn't. Yeah, even assuming it had reach, I would be out of that range.
All right. Anything else from Skamos?
Well, that's a move, a bonus, and a spell. I'm tapped.
All right. We're on to Val.
Okay, I'm going to use my free action to activate Armor of Shadows to raise my AC by 1.
Very nice.
I'm going to pull out my shield, raising my AC by 3. So I'm currently at 19.
Solid.
Holy shit.
And I'm going to use my action to cast Armor of Agathis.
Full defensive mode. All right.
The turtle lock.
So I think in the past Val got hit really hard.
And I think she didn't
And
like
now
it.
she's a little scared.
No shit! What would ever make you think that?
I don't know, I took some daggers in the leg and I'm fine.
Alright. And I can do this, actually. I can use my bonus action to cast Hex.
All right.
Wow, I got to cast 3 times. in one
Read off
turn.
what Hex does.
Did you know?
Yeah. Well, technically, one of them was a spell-like ability.
That's correct.
But, Hex. You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack. Also,
Alright.
choose one ability when you cast the spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use
So
a
what
bonus
ability
action
score
on
are
a
you
subsequent
choosing?
turn on yours to curse in the creature. Yeah. So the ability I'm going to disable, it would be Dexterity.
All right then. It'll incur a dex
Not bad.
penalty of disadvantage.
Okay. Max Turtle, I'm not going to move because then I would be moving out of its attack range, and that's attack of opportunity. So no thank you
Yes,
for that.
it is.
Okay, so that's one of my spell slots.
Is that everything from Val?
Yes.
We're on to Mara.
4 temp HP.
Jesus.
I have
So I'm at
one
16.
more spell
Because Skamos
slot.
has not stopped playing.
Bless the bard for once. Alright. reeling and a little disoriented from being the first fucking attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hand me the PhD?
She whips at its mouth as hard as she possibly can, wildly.
Roll your attack.
That's kind of cocked, maybe. I don't know.
Enough.
Oof, that is a 17 plus 5.
You hit.
Alright. That's the whip. That's 6 damage. The first one.
All right.
I have
6 you said.
Yes.
All right. Arachnus reels from the whip, almost expecting you to go down without much of a fight. More, if anything, likely expecting the terror to stop you from doing anything.
Alright. And then my second attack, I will be moving within its range, just a little bit to the side. And as I do, I aim the rapier at one of the hinges of its leg.
All right, roll your attack.
This is a 21.
All right, that
And
hits.
because this two-handed ability modifier is going on top of this one,
2-weapon fighting.
so that is 8 damage.
Nice.
All right.
And I still have my bardic inspiration.
Doesn't 2-weapon fighting raise your AC if you have 2 weapons?
Only if you have the feet.
Oh, okay. It's not the fighting style is different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are back to Arachnus. You see Arachnus twirl in place, slamming you with the web as it spews even more. It attempts to restrain you. Make a strength check.
Check
You
or
have
saving
disadvantage.
throw? Check or saving throw?
Disadvantage. The word vomit. Exhaustion gives her disadvantage to strength checks, correct?
To ability checks, but not saving throws.
Yeah.
So there is a
It is-
fine line.
Yeah.
It is not a saving throw.
Okay. So disadvantage.
Snake eyes on the 6.
Smoke the same anyway.
So it's a 9 with my strength.
Do you have
Well,
bardic
actually, my oh, it's not a saving throw, so no, it's not.
You have bardic inspiration if you want to use it.
And you can use those on ability checks.
Yeah, you can use it on anything besides damage.
damage.
I mean, it's gonna bring me to a 12. Like, I don't know if that'll
That's
save
it.
me, but
Maybe. Go for it.
all right, it's
So
11.
Oh,
All right.
6 plus 5
It'd
plus
be-
your strength.
6 plus 3, 9 plus 5, 14 then.
All right. You surge with strength. The notes of Scamos's melody filling your head, but for a moment, and just before you can break from the restriction, it adds more and more layers, and your arms are bound.
Yup.
You are restrained and pinned where you are, more or less.
Yup, figured.
Fuck.
Ouch. There's no way that was gonna be that low.
You now no longer threaten it. And so, it moves forward to Val. And it spins its aft yet again. This time you hear a creaking as it just... And something in the abdomen breaks. And it releases a swarm of spiders on your location.
Oh, Jesus.
Christ!
Alright. As the spiders pour out of Arachnus' abdomen, they begin to bite.
Oh, this isn't a saving throw or anything. This is like a spell attack or something?
This was a daily.
Oh, no.
She is an unknown amount of these charges in which she will simply release her swarm of children.
Blech.
Sick.
Yes.
Bad parenting.
Well, it works
I'm
for
not
them.
into birthing.
Well, that's what's happening.
Well, I'm wrapped up in a burrito for a front row seat.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's
All
spiders
right.
for lunch.
3 damage as they spawn on your location.
3 damage?
3.
Anything that hit me just took 5 damage.
Alright, you see a flare of energy as...
5 cold damage.
Yep. Let me put that down. Ooh.
I think you took care of the swarm of spiders.
Yeah.
You would hope.
One would hope.
5 damage, right?
Yeah.
I can't stop them from crawling in my mouth right now.
No, you can't.
Oh, why?
The swarm of spiders continues almost completely unfettered. You see a good number of them drop dead on the ground, shriveling, still twitching in their death cries. But the vast majority of them are still swarming on you.
Oh, fuck.
In addition to that,
Don't have this inspiration.
yeah, that'll be that. That is Arachnus' turn. It's to you, Skamos. Your friends are being swarmed and restrained.
That's some really fucked up parenting. Vicious mockery.
Alright.
It's another wisdom saving throw.
Oh dear.
I really hope she starts failing these.
Oh, I get the wisdom B.
And DC 14?
Mm-hmm.
She succeeds.
Fuck.
Not a joke.
What are the negative effects there?
Nothing.
Alright.
This vicious mockery
She
is
just
just a
takes it in
cantrip.
stride like a big girl.
Yeah.
Almost all of my spells are in effect right now.
I'm just going to turn to Val and say, I'm pretty sure, like 80% you got this. That's a D6, and I'm gonna run away.
Oh, fuck you.
5, 10,
Full of
15.
hate.
25. Yeah, okay. Hopefully that saves me.
Somebody caught me.
Get. I don't suppose there's a save I can make to get these things off of me.
No, but you could leave this space. They are almost floating in a cloud with their own webs soaring off in every direction of the room, keeping them aloft.
Okay, I'm going to take a step out of that.
Alright, as you do, a number of them are clinging to you, and they are drawing much of your attention so that you do not incur more damage. That said, your bonus action is forfeit this round, as you are covered in the remains of the spider swarm.
That's fine, I don't need it.
Alright?
Dancer, give me guidance. And I raise the ring, breathe out to it, and as the breath touches it, it becomes that chill white cloud. As the moonlight shines off of it again, I close the hand into a fist and it fires Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch
Alright. Roll your attack. I assume you're attacking Arachnus?
Yes.
Alright.
Felt it coming.
12 plus 5, that would be...
It's 17.
17.
Alright, you hit.
Wonderful. That's a D10 plus 3.
Solid.
Roll.
5.
Alright. Your beam lands with a resounding crackle and a snapping as you see several breaks in the chitin. Arachnus drops only slightly before adjusting weight on the other legs. You see one of them crippled, twitching occasionally. The same one that Mara had struck before.
Oh, wait. I just remembered something. I have Hex applied. That means I do an additional D6 damage.
Yes.
1.
And that was total?
The total, that would be 1 plus the 5, so
total
6
of
damage.
6.
Alright.
Yeah, it was 5 force damage and 1 necrotic damage.
Alright. And that's your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. We come to Mara.
I'm currently bound.
You get
You
4
are.
more temp HP. It keeps going up.
Oh, that's
Does it
nice.
stack with itself?
Yeah.
It-
If they don't lose the temp HP, they gain more temp HP.
Okay.
Well, no, with the temp HP I'm at full, but
just, I guess, make another strength check. Try to get out of that
You
shit.
are allowed to make another strength check. You do have a disadvantage on this still.
Do you have inspiration?
No, I used it trying to
Okay.
get out of it.
Alright, just roll it. Oh, that's a 1.
And a 2.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
Unfortunately, you
Rolling some
remain
shit
restrained.
right now.
All right. You
Bye.
desperately attempt to writhe, break free, but the web simply won't give. Whatever this is, it is far stronger than any normal spider, or even giant spiders. All right, we're back to Arachnus.
Fuck.
Very. The spiders that Arachnus had let loose seemed to move in tandem with her. They begin by first chasing after Val. Again, occupying the same space and biting at anything they can. They deal their damage.
I don't get a save or anything like that?
They are all around you. They deal damage to anything in the same space as them.
Okay.
That said, they don't do a ton.
Yeah.
Another 3 damage.
Okay, all of them take 5 cold damage.
Yep.
Now getting into my actual hit points.
Skamos, you see this swarm of spiders chasing your ally down. Mara is yet to break free, and Arachnus repels into the canopy.
Shit. Shit.
Really wish we had some AoEs.
All right. For those capable, Mara, you included. You may make a check to track Arachnus's position. Skamos, you are behind a tree as you are. You cannot see them.
Is this perception or?
Yes.
It's perception.
Jesus! It's an 8.
It's an 8.
That's bad.
The
getting
both
some
of you,
Shit rolls.
in your panic, completely lose track of Arachnus as you see only for a moment. She twitches, her abdomen shoots into the air, and her body soon follows. She is hidden in the canopy above the grove. Skamos, you see a cloud of spiders descend on you.
Run away.
They simply spawn on you. Sharing the same space, they immediately begin to bite at anything they can.
Which would mean you need to make a concentration check.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
They deal 1 damage.
Okay.
Alright, no bonuses other than your constitution then.
Which is 0. So 9. So that
Concentration
drops.
breaks. Does she lose her temporary hit points?
That is a good question. When the spell ends, the target loses any remaining temporary hit points from the spell. So,
Mara,
yes.
you feel the bolstered force that had been residing within you and building suddenly dissipate, leaving you very vulnerable.
Yep, this is real panic. Time to start worrying.
And that is Arachnus' turn. Skamos, it's on you.
Okay. How much health do you have right now?
12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
First diagonal's free.
It's a touch range, so I can't actually get that right now. I'll have to use that on my next turn.
Let's hope I survive.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping here.
So, my turn or
No, I'm going to.
Your bonus action is forfeit as you began your turn in a cloud of spiders.
Fuck those spiders.
Yes, the remnants of that swarm is still upon you.
I'm going to turn to your spiders and call them little fucking bitches. The spiders now have to make a wisdom saving throw.
They have to understand you, right?
Though it need not understand you, as long as they can hear me.
Okay.
Technically, if the rock could hear me, I could mock
The
it.
tone of
rock
mockery
would
is
need ears.
universal.
Yeah.
Neener. Needs no translation.
Alright, they fail.
Then that is 3 damage. And I don't think they make attack rolls, but if they do, they would have disadvantage.
Good to know. They roll damage. Does it affect that?
No, it does not.
Alright then. Scamos, your turn is over.
But they do take the psychic damage. No bonus action, yeah.
Alright. Val, it's on you.
I'm going to move out of this cursed space. And I'm just going to begin cutting into the webs.
That's
Make an
bullshit.
attack check.
An attack check?
Yes.
Well, okay.
They're not going to just let me free. They're going to get whipped. Oh, I'm staying here forever.
Total?
10.
You hit. Roll damage.
Okay.
Bardic Inspiration
Uh,
comes in clutch.
See here. That is 10 total.
Ooh,
Oh.
come on.
In a flurry, the web snaps, shredding and being cast to all sides of you.
Oh, fuck yes.
Mara, you are free. You can breathe without panic.
And lashed. Your ass is grass.
Not working with the flow, but I'll take it.
And life is like a song.
Oh no.
Alright. Is that your turn, Val?
I don't have a bonus action, right?
No, you started in a cloud of swarms.
Okay. And
Cloud of swarms? Dear God!
I'm assuming that took up my action?
Yes, that was an attack.
Okay. So that was my action, my movement, my bonus. So I'm spent.
Alright, it's on you, Mara.
Alright. Finally free.
Hmm.
Looks at the space of spiders.
It's whittled for sure. It's definitely less than it was. But it's hard to determine the health of a cloud.
Just to completely finish the problem, cracks down with the whip.
Alright, roll your attack.
Whip it.
Whip it good. Is a 21.
You hit. Roll your damage.
Max.
7.
Alright. Sure enough, with your final crack of the whip, the swarm of spiders disperses, many of them lying dead from your blow. A slight collection of viscera scattered about, caught in the webbings of the other trees.
Oh! Looks at the tip of the whip.
Largely clean, pardon a few off-colored stains.
You haven't cleaned that thing in a while. That might be a number of things.
Yeah,
I think there's still a little bit of larynx on there.
could be. You would hope not. Otherwise, you've been slinging goblin blood around for a while.
Might I recommend second wind?
Thinking about it. Yeah, sure. With the spiders gone and the other
Missing.
arachnus out of sight, she takes a deep breath and steadies herself.
Alright.
That's a D10. That is 9 plus 2, and that gets me back to full. I can't exceed it, but...
But that's really gonna help us out.
Yeah.
Simi, she doesn't one-shot me! Alright. Arachnus's turn.
You see at first the cloud of spiders moving. Scamos, the encroaching terror is palpable as they move 1, 2, 3 spaces towards you. And that is the limit of their movement.
3 spaces too many.
Indeed. Only about half of what you traveled, but still terrifying. Shortly afterwards, another cloud descends above you, Mara.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I be free? Web torment.
I'm the DM. There is no such thing as happiness. And they begin to bite
Of course.
feverishly. One damage.
Oh, I can look at that.
And after some slight creaking in the canopy above, Arachnus herself descends once again. Skamos, she bites at you.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Fangs aimed to pierce your shoulder and grab you.
AC 14.
She hits.
Shit.
She hits and she slowly begins to rappel backwards, carrying your weight up into the trees.
What?
Oh, that counts as a grapple.
Well, she'd never let go.
Fuck.
Yep. Alright. Skamos, that is 8 damage.
Not great.
Con save.
This boss is no joke.
No.
Just no.
Nope.
Oh, okay, you take your point of exhaustion.
That's 5. Bye, Bard.
Oh, poor Skamos. All right,
Oh, for some range.
Skamos, you begin your turn. You are easily already 5 feet off the ground, and there are a pair of fangs deep in your shoulder, ripping you upwards into the trees.
I'm going to pull out my rapier and my dagger, and I'm going to start stabbing her eyes.
Go for it. Roll your attack.
Please, that 20.
Total.
13.
That is not a hit.
Even in grappling range?
No.
And confers no bonus. I'm letting him make his attacks while grappled.
Well, use the dagger, I guess.
That'll do if I even hit a d4 plus jack. So instead, I'm going to turn to Mara. I believe. Oh, do you already have a?
I'd not, 'cause I used it.
The dagger's plus dex.
Not as a bonus action. I'm not a two-weapon fighter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm going to turn to Mara as I'm being dragged up into the canopy. I believe in you. You got this. Go for gold. Save my life, please, God.
Wrong as
You see him
always.
descending into the sky as he gives this empowering speech.
Well, there's your point of inspiration.
Well, got it.
Oh my.
This is awful. I'm assuming it's my turn.
Skamos, is your turn over?
Can I move?
Not really.
Then yes.
Okay.
Thou-
Do I have a clear line of sight on arachnid? On the arachnid?
No. You have a Mara and a tree to contend with in terms of vision.
Mara?
1, 2.
What unit of measurement is that?
It's exactly one Mara.
Okay. What about from here?
Yes, as you move around the trees in Mara, keeping to the edges of this grove, you can in fact see the horrifying sight of Skamos being dragged into the canopy by Arachnus.
I light up the ring once again and cast Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
Roll your attacks.
Now if a character is grappled, does he have disadvantage on a ranged attack?
No,
16.
Alright,
it's only if they're prone.
got it.
Does a 16 hit?
It does.
So that's
9.
9 plus 1.
So 10.
10 damage.
Alright.
I wish I would roll higher on damage.
Arachnus has a very serious crack in the cocoon that is her abdomen now. But she continues to rise.
I don't have a bonus action. I don't have anything I can do with this.
Is your turn over?
I have Hexblade's Curse.
You do.
You'd already placed that on her.
No,
No, I used
she-
Hex.
They're different.
Okay.
So I'm going to apply Hexblade's Curse.
Alright, and what does that do?
It means I add my proficiency to damage, and also I crit on 19.
Alright. And that'll be your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Mara, you had but a single round to gather yourself before you look back and you see Skamos pierced by Arachnis's fangs.
I believe in you.
A pain you are all too familiar with, before she begins to drag him up into the canopy.
How high is he now?
He is already 5 feet above the ground. He is currently, at the point in which he meets Arachnis, 10 feet above the ground.
If you move here, you can still hit Arachnis with your web.
That's what I was trying. But when he said 10, that tells me no.
Yeah.
At Skamos' head is 10 feet off the ground.
So
Arachnis is past that. If she were to swing the fangs in your shoulder, if she missed, she hits you in the face.
The spear. The spear is a throwing
Yeah,
weapon.
I have my rapier out, so I have to sheath that, and I wouldn't be able to draw the spear this turn. So the most I can do is walk towards and sheath the rapier.
If you drop the rapier, it won't take anything, but that would require dropping it. You could also drop the whip if you preferred that.
I'll drop the rapier. I'll just plant it into the ground.
Alright.
So, I'll do that. Advance.
You leave
Wow.
the swarm of
How
spiders.
much?
Just right there is fine now.
Okay.
And pull the spear and stab upwards, trying to avoid Stamos.
You'll have to throw it, as
Throw
the
it.
spear has no more
Yeah.
range than your whip.
Alright, well, I throw it then.
So yeah, that's still a strength attack, like basically.
Strength down.
Yeah, you're
Yep,
proficient
roll
in
your
it, so
attack.
it's a regular attack bonus like you have with anything else. That's a 1.
It's done. I'm not even bothering with the bardic inspiration for that.
You chuck the spear and it soars wide in fear for hitting Skamos, and it catches in the web at the top of the canopy.
Now I only have one weapon.
Your sword is more or less at your feet. It is still within the cloud of spiders, but
This is awful.
And she moved out of this cloud of spiders. Yeah.
yes, but that is where she planted her sword.
Right. Okay.
And that's the end of Mara's turn.
This all feels awful. Yes.
I'm gonna die.
To Arachnis, then. Having taken your point of exhaustion, she begins to move you off of her fangs through her legs and wraps you,
Fuck.
striking you with her web.
Fuck.
Strength check.
Oh.
As a disadvantage because
Yes.
of the exhaustion. That's a 2.
We'll see how
Minus
you
1.
like to talk after I've taken your blood.
You are very rapidly wrapped in a loose cocoon. You can breathe and wiggle your feet. Aside from that, you'll have to break free of the web before you can.
Can I still talk?
Slightly. You can breathe.
Okay.
Think of everything below your nose being covered in some level of web.
Okay. Fuck.
And she releases herself, dropping below. Skamos is held 10 feet in the canopy. She moves to strike at Val.
Behind me.
Okay.
Oh, my bad, Mara.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I got that mixed up.
The one with
AC?
16.
I need to check her bonus. She hits.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just going to assume it's all hitting. Because it's all hitting.
I recommend a shield.
I'm a fighter!
Fighters use shields. They have proficiency.
This one.
Alright, 6 damage
Nothing wrong
this
with a
time.
shield. They're good for your health.
13.
You do get another con save for your second point of exhaustion.
That's a
That's
natural
20.
20.
I switched
Alright.
the dice. Fuck
As
you.
the poison drips and gushes from the wound, this time you slam your fist into the space just below the wound, and you can see a visible gout of this blackish liquid shoot from your wound, the vast majority of it being expelled, but it is a very painful process. You barely keep this from stacking with the previous wound.
Still chosen this one over the other.
That is Arachnus' turn. Skamos.
I assume it's another strength check for him.
Can I talk?
Not well. Not clearly. You're muffled.
Well enough for a verbal component.
Unlikely. That would be a spellcraft check to get it through.
There's no way in absolute hell I'm making it through the web. But there is a decent chance I can do that. So I'm going to begin whispering. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers. It only requires a verbal component.
Alright, from an instrument?
No, I can just talk.
Alright. And that is a save or suck, correct?
Save or suck.
Alright.
Wisdom, 14.
She's been making a lot of these.
I know.
Yeah, it's not a regular. She saves.
Fuck.
Still does damage, right?
Roll your
Yeah.
I mean,
damage.
thing seems pretty fucking intelligent.
5.
It is.
3, so 8. 11, so 6 total.
Alright.
Better than nothing.
And I'm out of spells.
See it racked with what damage you have caused, and it stammers, stumbles for just a second before correcting its posture and righting itself to continue its assault on your allies.
Val,
Yes.
I know about, like, your culture, but please kill this spider.
Gladly.
Bardic Inspiration. It's the last one I
Keep
got.
in mind, you're muffled. You have to fight that out. Whispering was one thing. Getting audible communication through, she just has to hear you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, what is your passive perception, Val?
13.
Alright, he's muffled. Now you need to roll as to whether or not you would even be able to determine what he said.
So that's perception.
Yes.
That
Total?
is 12.
Less. You catch parts of it, but he is squirming upside down in this web, and there is a pocket of air being formed as he is trying to get through this web.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no bardic inspiration. will
Nah,
get
I'm
through.
tapped for the day.
I'm sorry.
Spell slots, no bardic inspiration.
I burned them all.
I know.
Better to have done that before you got cocooned.
Oh, absolutely.
Just the
Alright.
Z-axis part of
It
this.
comes to you, Val.
Alright.
Save the day.
Please save the day.
I'm gonna shoot.
For Squigs!
For
Squigs!
Yeah, Squigs.
You said Squigs!
I know.
Swigs! She swam in a cage for one episode and everyone forgets her name!
It makes me sad.
It makes me sad. She is my soldiers.
Eldritch Blast. That's
Oh!
a 1.
Holy!
I'm going to die.
He's going to die!
You don't care about them.
Nothing's happening to us right now.
I mean, you're the only ones that have been attacked. Like, Skamos took a bite and a web.
Yeah, and it put me on 4.
Mara took multiple bites, a web,
Yeah, here's
and
the
a cloud spider.
But
You
now
also
we
took the
can't
cloud
hit
spiders.
him.
That much is true.
That's the fucked up part.
No, it dropped to the ground.
Oh, it's on the ground now?
Yes, it dropped to the ground after webbing Skamos.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do?
I thought it was still Z-axis.
No.
Fuck.
It dropped down.
It's going to be a lot of editing in this episode.
It's a long one.
We're just gonna have to cut out a lot of the
I need-
nonsense,
I
unfortunately.
need an action to use my defensive stance, so I can't do that.
I mean, if you were going to do that, I would suggest moving in so that at the very least you would be able to take a little heat off Mara.
Yeah, but that's an action.
Yeah.
Alright. I am going to move forward next to Mara.
All right. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Comes to you, Mara. What will you do?
Fuck. Alright.
Actually, can I pass an item as a bonus action?
Yes.
Yeah.
I pass her my rapier.
Double rapier. No, I have a whip. Oh, I'm back to whipping rapier.
Yeah.
Alright.
The balance on this one is slightly different, but that doesn't matter. You swing hard.
Just rotates it a little bit in the hand. I'll see what I can do. Alright. And with renewed gusto, leans forward with the whip and cracks it against its face.
Roll your attack.
Certainly tries to. Fuck, that is a 9.
That is a miss.
Not even the
You
whip's
still
working.
have your inspiration.
Do.
You see Arachnus dip back for but a moment to dodge the whip as it cracks with a familiar thunder.
Are you willing to use the inspiration for that one, or?
I'll use it on the second one if I need to.
Okay.
And then I will lunge with the rapier.
Alright, roll your attack.
Ooh.
That's a 20, a natural 20. I'll take
That'll
that.
be a hit.
And then this is going to get my ability modifier.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
Alright.
You do have action surge. Got that for level 2.
If I'm gonna use it, I guess this is the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see
It's up to you.
the
but-
rapier
yeah.
that you just borrowed from Val sink straight between the fangs of this creature and sink deep.
Alright.
How do you do it?
Oh! Thank Christ!
Fuck! Oh, make it stop!
Oh my god. Oh. I thought we were gonna
Arachnus
punch
screams
Last vicious mockery. Or
as
dissonant
this
whispers. So where is it?
ichor-like blood begins to pour out of its face.
I'm withdrawing the rapier and then leaning forward with all my weight, bringing the whip straight down its center.
Alright. As you pull the rapier out, it continues to just absolutely gouge itself as torrents of blood spill out. And as the rapier cracks down, you see the space, the crown just above all of its eyes, split open under the thunderous pressure brought on by the whip. Its head caved in, the chitin cracked, splintered, and some viscera spilling out in a radius, showering Val, unfortunately, the nearby tree, and it just misses Skamos' head.
So is combat over?
There's a cloud of spiders, but they seem to be dispersing as Arachnus is clearly no longer with them.
Okay. Whose turn is it?
Combat's over.
Oh, that's over. Okay. I'm going to point my fist at Skamos, and I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast at the webs.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Roll your attack.
I can't climb up there. This one's the only one with the kind of athletics check to do that.
Dude, I don't have any daggers or anything.
If I
I have 2
die,
daggers.
so be it.
I'll hand you back your rapier and take one of the daggers.
Okay.
Now is not the time to die, Skamos.
Can I do an athletics check to go climb up there and get scared?
Is she not firing the Eldritch Blast?
No,
No.
save your. Save
Alright,
your
it whirs up like an Iron Man beam and very dejectedly whirs down.
Shake my hand.
We can't just leave him up there.
Yeah.
Alright, she climbs up. I'm guessing that's an athletics check.
I gave her
Yes,
2 daggers
there's
to...
quite a bit of web.
Alright.
But with a pair of daggers, you can keep off most of it.
Okay. So
That will be a climb check.
That's athletics.
15.
You manage up. It takes you a while. There is a very uncomfortable amount of webbing. But as you
There's
do...
no comfortable amount of webbing.
And there isn't. You manage to get atop a branch that does lead towards where Skamos is hanging. With a little bit of balance, you manage to prop yourself against yet another nearby branch. And can either hang upside down to try and cut Skamos from the webbing, or you can simply cut the strand from which he hangs.
How high is he?
10 feet.
Is my spear next to him?
The web.
Where the hell did that spear go?
It got caught in the webs in the canopy.
It did. It is a good 20 feet above you.
Oof.
I'm gonna shoot the spear down.
Roll an attack.
Okay. I'm gonna see if this works. Oh wait, I get to...
I miss Swigs. My legs hurt. I miss Swigs.
Yeah, that is a
Total.
Please.
Yeah, that's an 11.
Oh. You miss and put a hole in the canopy.
This is not very accurate. Well, not at this range, anyway.
How much damage would be taken from like a 10-foot fall?
At least a d6. No soak.
Fuck that. I'll hang upside down and just try to cut him free.
Alright, you tried to do this carefully. Roll an attack on the web.
Guess I'm not getting that spear back.
That is a No, that's a 12, sorry.
That hits.
Alright.
Roll your damage on the web. This is with a dagger, so it should be a d4, I believe.
Yeah.
That's D4. Is that plus strength? Or is
Yes.
that...
Yeah, you can have strength.
Yeah, that's
You
6 then.
6?
6 damage.
Exact. She manages an incision with a strike that continues over something like 4 seconds. She has to put a good measure of weight into it, which causes some fairly quick tearing in the cocoon. But sure enough, you begin to get free. Legs first, you begin to hang in an upside down capital L.
Oh no.
And as she continues down, you begin to tip legs more towards the bottom as you are sort of just hanging by a cocoon noose until finally the knife takes it and rips out the last vestige of corded silk that had been keeping you. You can roll dexterity not to hurt yourself. You're still exhausted.
Fuck.
Because he's about to fall?
Yes.
I can't grab him or anything.
You can try.
8.
Hey,
I'm under him. Can
Oh.
I break his fall?
if you really want to.
I'll try.
All right.
You've got
All
it.
you have to do is get under him. You put your arms out. You know how not strong you are.
Should I still make an athletics check?
You can make a strength check.
I'll try that.
Yours aren't at disadvantage.
Yep.
Correct.
I'm...
Flat roll 9.
You see Skamos coming down. He's spinning a little. It's hard to determine how you should catch him. In the time in which you wonder this, he's already halfway down. Shit. He's falling on you.
Oh no, ow.
And he has fallen on you. There will be a d6 of damage split between the both of you.
I'm just hanging upside down looking at this, just... Why was I worried?
You
I was
helped them.
worried.
You helped them, but they did not help themselves.
Hey, I helped.
Like, battle, everything seems fine, and then the minute it ends, it's back to just this shit.
All right, you each
Fumbling
take...
about like
This
idiots.
fucking comedy of errors. God damn it.
Val and Skamos take 2 damage from the fall.
I'm at 12.
I bet 2.
Hey, I only took like 3 damage throughout that whole thing.
Yeah, you were relatively untouched.
I
That said, the temp HP helped a lot.
The temp HP, like, saved my life.
I love Armor of Agathis so much.
It's good, and the fact that it will pop off for zone damage is wonderful.
Just gonna, like, peel myself off of Val and start peeling web off
There
of...
is a lot.
Oh, God.
A lot of it is very strong. You can't actually tear it with just your hands.
Well, I lost my spear.
You can certainly pull it off of you as it is not
Well,
some sort of super adhesive,
It didn't do
but
anything, actually.
you sort of have to
It
ball
got
it up after
one.
you've
It
gotten
ga-
a
it
complete
gave you
strand
an
and then just
option.
rub that off
Yeah.
on something
that
else.
option didn't work.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It was stupid equipment.
Yeah.
As you do this, you all begin to collect yourselves after purging Arachnus. The body, having spewed ichor everywhere, begins to dissipate. First at the joints in the legs, then at the joints in the body, finally the abdomen, and it continues to dissipate until it fades. There's no trace but the blood it had spilled. Arachnus is no longer there.
I don't know if that's a good thing or really concerning.
And we'll find out next time on Campfires and Escalations.
Dun dun dun!
Free swigs! Fuck this bullshit with spiders. Free my swigs!
Hashtag free switch.
She's just sitting in a cell playing with toys.
You'll all get there. It'll just take another episode.
Bye everyone.
Stay on drugs, kids. Don't do school.
And have a wonderful day.
Well then.